Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Recon Wildlands on the AMD Radeon RX 470 4GB for FPS monitoring. This time I won't be using cam due to easy anti-cheat, the anti-cheat software solution this game uses, so in the meantime I'll be using MSI Afterburner. So Recon Wildlands, I'll be doing 1080p, 900p, 720p and 1440p. To skip none of those sections of the video, check the description below. On the G4560 I'll be using 1080p and 720p, so I can show you that I cannot get 60 frames per second due to the CPU. At 720p it's very easy to hit 60 frames per second with the RX 470, but a better CPU is needed since this game uses a lot of it. Apart from rendering all the map and everything that's happening with the game's logic, plus what's happening in the background with Windows, it has to prepare instructions for the GPU. So with all the stuff that the CPU has to do, it's not enough to hit 60 frames per second, you need at least an i5. So to show that, I'll be doing G4560 and the i7 4790, but on the i7 I'll be testing 1080p, 900p, 720p and 1440p. The G4560 is still enough for 30 to 40 frames per second, so keep that in mind. I'm using the i7 on the lower resolutions too, since those provide a higher frame rate. On both resolutions, I'll be targeting both 30 and 60 frames per second, so I'll be lowering the settings to try and get 60 frames, and then I'll crank up the settings, trying to get 30 frames per second with the best quality possible. And that's pretty much how the video will work, except at 1440p. It was impossible to hit 60 frames per second constant, so keep that in mind. So now I'm going to talk to you about the options menu and what to lower or turn off if you want the best performance, so you can tweak the game yourself. So first, if you don't have an i5 or i7, you won't be getting 60 frames per second all the time. I only tested places with many houses, since that was a big hit to the CPU. On other areas with just foliage or small bases, you can get 60 frames per second quite easily if you tweak the game correctly, depending on what GPU you have. But once you get to big places with a lot of buildings very close together and enemies and NPCs, all that kind of stuff, the CPU usage goes quite high. I managed to get my Core i7 4790 to 70 to 80% usage, which is insane. That was at 60 frames per second on a GTX 1060. So things to keep in mind, if you have a G4560 or an i3 6100, anything below an i5, just target 30 to 40 frames per second. You can cap it at 40 frames per second in the options menu. And if you change a lot of stuff in the graphics settings, try to restart the game. Sometimes the game just bugs out a little bit and it runs worse than it should. On this video, I restarted the game every now and then when I changed a lot of settings. And if you have a 2GB video card, I suggest using the low texture quality. You can use medium, but the game will stutter every now and then, plus a lot of textures won't load or will take a long time to load. So I suggest using low textures for 2GB video cards. And many times while you're playing the game, the frame rate can drop quite drastically and then go back up, which is weird, but the game recovers quite quickly. I don't see it as a game breaking bug or anything like that. The game is still playable, but it uses a lot of CPU and a lot of hard drive to stream the assets of the open world. And I also didn't see an option to turn off screen space reflections. That is a big hit to the frame rate on all games that is implemented, but here it's enabled all the time. You can see that when you're close to water, you can see reflections. Those are the screen space reflections. We should have an option to turn them off. It will be a great FPS boost, especially for low-end cards. And if you want a boost in the frame rate, I suggest lowering ambient occlusion, draw distance, level of detail a little bit less than draw distance. Then shadows on ultra are a big hit to the frame rate. If you lower them a little bit, you will get a great FPS boost. Then terrain quality, it's also a big hit to the frame rate. It adds a lot of detail to the terrain. Different levels of desolation are going on there. That's why I suggest lowering that if you're having performance issues. And then vegetation is a big hit to the frame rate on ultra. If you lower it from ultra, you get a big FPS boost. So I suggest avoiding ultra across the board to get a good FPS boost with a very small quality difference. And one thing that wasn't in the beta was the tough effects option. That's just a thing made by NVIDIA, which is grass that reacts to the player and some other things in the game. I suggest turning that off. It's a big hit to the frame rate too. But yeah, overall the game runs pretty similar to the beta. A little better on the VRAM side, but still needs some work. That's pretty much it. I hope you keep enjoying the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Wheels for the cartel. Not really his job, but the guy's something of a charmer, and he figures this is the best way to make his grandfather proud. The IO lets it slide so long as the Coro continues to produce. Fact is, the network is so well established that it pretty much runs itself. El Emisario's assistant handles the rest.
Of crashing go way the hell up. So por favor.
I'm in. Let's roll.
Ready? Fire, fire, fire.
Roger. Opening fire. We rattled somebody's cage.
¡Ey! ¡Hay unos pinches soldados yanquis aquí, merito! ¡Quiebren a todos esos putos!
Frag out. Get some.
¿Qué chingados esperas? ¡A partir de la madre con todo! ¡Vamos a enseñarles quién manda! ¡Disparen!
They're heading this way.
Target down.
Esos güeyes ya se pelaron. Aquí no hay nada. Seguimos busque y busque y nomás ni un pinche ruido. Ni un pinche culero por aquí. A ver qué sale.
Sure are a lot of lights and switches up here.
The lieutenant's escaping.
¡Soldados, hijos! ¡Llenan de plomo esos culeros! ¡A partir de la madre!
No more tangos here. Get down. fucking helo.
Necesitamos esperar. A partir de...
Hang on, I'll drive. Tango down.
Relax, we're still good. Down, you're giving yourself away.
Hostile down.
We poked the hornet's nest.
He's history.
Eyes up, we got hostiles in the area.
We'll leave a marker so the rebels can pick up these supplies later.
Going on me. We got hostiles in the area. Hang tight, I'm heading your way.
Fuck took you so long?
Good people of Bolivia.
Shit, we got company.
Why do you work in the coca fields every day? So Santa Blanca can beat you down and pay you shit? So you can become slaves to the cartel?
We rattled somebody's cage.
Frag out.
We are born free, and we cannot live in chains.
Fuck, engage. Take cover already. You with me, man? I'll be right there.
Thanks.
The emitter's getting hit pretty hard. We got a civilian down. What the fuck were you thinking? We need to advert approaching. Stay down. Hold up. They're gonna spot you. Hit the dirt. Helicopter. Poke the hornet's nest. I'm engaging.
Tango down.
Got the helo. That was fucking close. Hang back. That tango might spot you. Helicopter, get down. Looks like we've rattled.
Frag out. Come mierda, culeros.
What the hell are you doing? Take cover. Hang in there. I'm coming your way.
Fucking hell. I got a target carrying
Hit the dirt.
submachine guns.
Helicopter.
Hostile down. Target down.
Maybe we should keep the guns. Clear over here. on alert.
Frag out. Get some.
¿Qué chingados esperan?
Hostile down.
We're clear on this side. We ought to be able to find some intel around here.
Got a flight plan here for a cartel supply plane. Looks like it's fully loaded and ready to go.
If we could get those supplies to the rebels, it could make a real difference against the cartel.